Good morning, you absolute legends. It is 20 past 5 in the morning and I am going to do a group ride. I'm very proud of myself. This is the second week in a row. Let's do this. Look at me, I'm kitted up. I'm black as the ace of spades. No one's going to see me. At least I've got a white helmet. The reason I use this helmet in the cold weather is it blocks out all the wind. Alright, so this is the North Road ride. They all line up over there. And I'm doing the 5:45 session, which is a little bit slower than the 6 p.m. The 6 p.m.'s flat chat. So it's not actually that cold, it's pretty good. I've got 2 minutes until they take off. And so if you live in Melbourne, if you wanted to do this ride, it's on the corner of North Road and Nepean Highway. It's 5:45 and 6 a.m. Alright, North Road ride done and dusted. 40 kilometres in the bank, and it was a hard ride today. It was really windy, a lot of crosswind. But I'm getting bad things. So I've done 3 group rides now. I did last Tuesday, I did last Thursday. I got dropped on Tuesday, I got dropped on Thursday. Today I went out, sat in the bunch, did it easy, right? So not even 2 weeks of bunch riding and I'm starting to feel good on the bike again. Look at that, straight out of the oven. Oh, mummy. One thing I will say, a couple of things I observed today. So I was sitting on the back of the bunch and it was, when you've got a bunch that's sort of strung out like this, if you're sitting on the back, it's so much harder, right? Because you're accelerating and then you're braking and you're having that accordion effect constantly. So what I did is after about 10 minutes of that, I decided to move to the front. I rode up down the outside, went to about the 6th wheel and said to the guy next to me, I said, do you mind if I jump in? And he was like, Maven. No, I'm only kidding. He was like, Maven, yeah, for sure, man, jump in. So I just sat 6th wheel and the accordion effect was completely eradicated from my life. And I was just sitting there doing that for the rest of the ride. So little tip, don't ride at the back of the bunch and try to get as far up the front as possible without actually being on the front. And that way you're not sort of putting your nose in the wind too much. All right, so I'm at work. I'm heading in to meet up with Arun Dhir, who's that awesome surgeon that we caught up with last time, had a chat with. Plant-based surgeon, got a lot of knowledge on health and how to stay healthy through diet. Hi, have you moved out into theatre already? We're just about to go into theatre. We're doing a mini gastric bypass, so it's a bariatric procedure on this patient. We've had consent to do some videoing for anyone that wants to chime in the comments. Bariatric procedures are for people to lose a little bit of weight through surgical intervention. Arun is a master at it, so we're going to get some footage, see what he does, see what he's got to say. What are we doing here?
Hey man, you do a star job. Look at the comments, you know, you had amazing, man.
You had a few comments in the last vlog.
Yeah.
They were loving you.
So we start using a 10-0 telescope, and that's how we make an entry into the abdomen.
What is the role of diet? As a surgeon, I operate on individuals, but I see so many sick people who rely on surgery alone or medications alone to fix their health issues. The fact of the matter is that surgery or medication alone cannot fix your health problems in the long run. We might fix one problem, but another one might appear. So that's what got me started on this journey, that I want to explore about what is the role of diet, what is the role of an individual's mindset on their health. Things like stress management. Stress has got a huge role. We would all hear about it, but hey, can we do something about it? Is there a randomized controlled trial, which is the most powerful form of research that is available, to actually prove that if you manage your stress, your risk of developing prostate cancer can go down? Now, we've got a famous study by Dean Ornish, who did a study on healthy lifestyle. Dean Ornish, you can search it again. Dean Ornish did a study on 6 weeks of monitoring PSA levels, which is prostate specific antigen, on people who've got prostate cancer. One group, he said, let's put them through a healthy lifestyle with meditation, plant-based food, and regular exercise. The other group, they said, let's just give them routine, whatever they're doing, just keep doing, and we'll just check their PSA levels. And guess what they found at 3 months? The PSA levels of the group that was in the intervention, which means who were doing all the right things in terms of exercise, meditation, their PSA levels were very stable. Whereas in the other group, it had actually gone up. So the point that I'm trying to make is it's just 3 months. It's a very small snapshot. Imagine if you were doing it for years. What would it do to your overall productivity? What would it do to, you know, the kind of energy that you bring to the day and the resilience that will bring into you? Because I firmly believe that challenges are going to come in everyone's life. It all depends ultimately on how do you handle that challenge, and that is what is going to determine your ultimate success in life. You want to be successful as much as I want to be successful. How do I change that? And those were the questions that led me to diet. And I firmly believe that a vegan, plant-based diet is the way of the future that has the ability, and I can feel the difference. Over the last 3 to 4 years, I've been a sworn vegan, and it's transformational. I feel the energy in myself, and if someone says, hey, you're not getting your enough proteins and all that, I just tell them the quality of proteins that you get from beans, quality of proteins that you get from other plant-based sources like tofu and all that, you cannot even compare with what you're going to get from dairy or meat-based things.
So the first port is really about 2 finger breadths below the left costal margin, which is here. It's a 12 millimeter port. My second port is going to be just above the umbilicus, again another 12 millimeter. And she's had a previous right-sided nephrectomy, so we expect a few adhesions over there.
They did a study which is called the EPIC study, and what they did was, as a part of the study, they took blood from vegans/vegetarians, and they took blood samples from people who are meat eaters. And what they did was they dripped this blood on petri dishes which had cancer, breast cancer cells growing in them. And guess what? When they dripped blood on petri dishes, both of them having the same clone of breast cancer cells, there was an exponential growth in the cancer cells which were getting the blood from people who were eating meat over a period of 6 weeks. It's called the EPIC study. I'd highly encourage people to go and have a look at it, because it's not me trying to convince or change someone's opinion. I guess we all have a right to know factual information.
So we're slowly going through the external oblique, and then the transversus and the internal oblique essentially are the next layer.
I'm not saying that protein is bad, I'm just saying too much of protein is bad. We are living in a world where there is this myth that go for protein, go for protein. But if you see the Blue Zones project, it's a study that was done in different geographical regions of the world, where they actually took people from Okinawa in Japan, in the Mediterranean area, and they found these are the people who were living more than 80, 85, 90 years, and they hadn't seen a doctor. And the reason for that is that they had predominantly healthy plant-based carbs in their diet. Along with that, they had a minimum or a moderate amount of meat as a source of protein. Not every day. They were having once or twice only in a week. Now that will tell you something about what is the role of protein in longevity.
We are almost about to finish fashioning the gastric pouch, which is the first part of the operation, and once that is done, we're going to then find a portion of the small bowel that attaches to this pouch of stomach. So good luck to all your viewers and your audience, and we'll keep you posted and catch up soon.
All right, I have to go. Arun Dhir is an awesome dude. We had a lot of fun in theatre, and I've actually got to go and check out a wedding venue. Can you believe it? So I've had to leave early. The main thing is that little Hanny is happy with the venue. That's all that matters. I don't care. I don't really care. So it's 2 levels, and I don't mind it. Good venue?
Yeah, very good venue.
All right. Actually,
you can't show it now because people will see it before.
We can't tell because people will just rock up, won't they? The reason we want to choose a venue in the city is that people can fly in from Perth or New Zealand, and they can land in Melbourne, tram. They can land in Melbourne and they can stay at any one of the 1,000 hotels that are in the centre of the city. And so we're pretty stoked with that little venue. And what else is good about it?
It's all in one spot. You don't have to.
Yeah, it's all in the one spot.
Venues.
Yeah, so we're stoked. So I think we're going to go with it. What a beautiful, you know, there are some beautiful buildings. Check this building out in Melbourne. What is it?
That's the registry office.
Is it? So who's doing speeches?
You, my dad, and your dad. That's it.
And that's it?
And they've got a 5-minute time frame. And if they go over that, music will start playing and it will progressively get louder to drown them out to wrap it up.
Are we having bridesmaids and groomsmen?
No bridesmaids, no groomsmen.
You happy with that?
Yeah.
That's better, hey?
Yeah. What's the purpose of a groomsman and a bridesmaid?
Yeah.
Is it just to show everyone else who you favour? Who you like better?
Yeah.
Out of all your friends, I like these people better.
That's exactly what it is.